Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at Bram Stoker's Count Dracula. Before we begin, just a quick reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with special editions on Thursdays. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Moving right along, mythology tells us one thing, while archaeology tells us another. Quietly, as if he is stalking his prey, he descends the staircase. His face was strong, a very strong aquiline with high bridge of the thin nose, and peculiarly arched nostrils, with a lofty domed forehead, and hair growing scantily round the temples, but profusely elsewhere. I am Dracula, reacting to the wolves howling in the dark night. Listen to them, the children of the night, what music they make. Who is this dark, alluring creature of the night? He is Count Dracula. He is undead. He is a centuries-old vampire and a Transylvanian nobleman. He claims to be a Sekeli, descended from Attila the Hun. He inhabits a decaying castle in the Carpathian Mountains near the Borgo Pass. This is the scene which Bela Lugosi establishes himself forever in our minds of the depiction of a vampire. How does Lugosi's interpretation differ from that of Bram Stoker's? The character of Jonathan Harker describes Dracula as a tall old man descending the staircase. He was clean-shaven, save for a long white mustache. He was clad in black from head to foot, without a single speck of color about him anywhere. He has an immense head, dense curly hair, and massive eyebrows. His teeth are peculiarly white and sharp, especially his canines. Dracula also possesses astonishing vitality, as is witnessed every time that he appears in a difficult situation. This is Bram Stoker's depiction of the legendary Count in his timeless classic, Dracula. Who is Count Dracula? He is the undead, a vampire who has for several hundreds of years stalks his prey to drink their blood and maintain his existence. Is it true that Stoker modeled his demonic character after a real person? Much has been written regarding Stoker's purpose in writing his novel. Was it social commentary on the sexual moral values of Victorian England? Was it homoerotica? Was Stoker expressing his view opposing the mass immigration of Eastern Europeans? Or was he pointing out the anti-Semitism of the time? Since Bram Stoker had a background in theater, he was the personal assistant of the actor Sir Henry Irving and business manager of the Lyceum Theatre, which Irving owned. Perhaps it was simply a good horror tale that Stoker envisioned would make him rich and famous. Stoker also worked as a theater critic for an Irish newspaper and wrote stories as well as commentaries, so he was no stranger to what was popular at the time. Stoker also enjoyed traveling, particularly to Cruden Bay, where he set two of his novels. During one of his visits to the English coastal town of Whitby, Stoker drew his inspiration for writing Dracula. Why then was the novel set in Transylvania? Stoker chose this region of Romania because the local people were known for their superstitions and folklore. It was common for them to believe in the undead, werewolves, and the supernatural. Transylvania was also seen as a mysterious and eerie land. In actuality, the Carpathian Mountains are quite beautiful and especially popular with nature tourists. I can attest to this myself as I have visited the Carpathians on many occasions. What about Dracula's castle? Stoker places it beyond the Borgo Pass, high atop a hill. In actuality, there is no such pass leading to the realm of Count Dracula. Stoker was most likely referring to the Tehuta Pass. Was there a nearby castle? Unfortunately, no. However, there is a hotel located some 1,116 meters or 3,661 feet sits Hotel Castle Dracula. The hotel was built in 1976 and has become quite the attraction due to its architectural style of medieval villa and, of course, its connection to the novel. Was the figure of Count Dracula based on anyone in particular? One school of thought is that his vampire was based on Vlad III. Vlad's surname was Dracula, which means son of the dragon or devil. The viciously cruel despot of Wallachia was known to have impaled his adversaries, and legend has it that he often drank their blood. Another historical figure whose story may have inspired Stoker was the Hungarian Countess Elizabeth Bathory. She was a serial killer who tortured and murdered hundreds of young girls. Legend has it that she bathed in the blood of virgins to retain her youth. What then can we conclude from the facts presented? In my opinion, Bram Stoker set out to write a novel that would make him wealthy and famous. What he did create was a timeless tale of horror that is considered by many to be one of the greatest novels in the English language. What do you think about the novel and Bram Stoker's goal? This brings us to the end of Bram Stoker's Count Dracula. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. If you enjoyed this video, please consider becoming a channel sponsor. Your support will enable us to continue producing quality videos, and buying me a coffee always makes my day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Traveler's Tales. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and fact, Cartistos.